Was sponsored by LastPass.
It's a weird selection of smartphones on the table. You read the title of this video. You're like, it's controversial. It's intense. Yeah, I mean, I got to take some of the responsibility for that, obviously, over the years. You sort of play up the drama of this stuff. Is this going to make their life better? Or you want to tell them to pay their rent instead? To go on a trip somewhere, maybe experience something? Oh, you're thinking about it? What are you thinking deeply right now? Huh? We live on the internet. We're on YouTube. It's a vast landscape of potential clicks, maybe clicks, so on and so forth. I've been doing some thinking. Will, you're aware of this. You know, thinking about how I got started in this game, some of that original enthusiasm around products. My MacBook Pro is just upstairs. How it can fade and wane and change when you're sitting on this side and you have smartphones literally flying at your head, showing up at the back door, stacks and so forth. You can kind of, I don't know, forget just how incredible or amazing they are. If you want to, you can go in there and really find something and nitpick the XS Max. No charge. And it's really easy to do. And we've all done it. I do it. I did it. I've even gone so far in certain circumstances saying, oh, you should not buy this phone. I just wanted to kind of come clean, set it straight. When it comes to the smartphone universe, they're all really good right now. Like, that's just the easiest way to say it. The displays, the cameras, it's kind of shocking. We saw the most recent keynote with the iPhone. You've got all these frame rates available to you. You've got the computational photography stuff. Well, they're doing some form of bracketing with their night mode. Multiple cameras on here. And it's like, am I taking a moment to kind of embrace my own personal enthusiasm with tech? Or am I trying to do the job immediately of finding those nitpicks? And I think there's a balance to be had there. And I think it's imperative that I kind of remember the original motivation, kind of the young me, the person that sits here and gets excited for that next thing and doesn't start the nitpick process prior to even holding on to the thing. You know, trying to see where the brand or company is coming from and what they really have to offer. Yes, this video stands as a Switch video, but the thumbnail, it ain't gonna be me with the face palm. Even though the face palm, it greases the wheels. Because controversy is good, the drama is good, and so forth. People come up to me in the street and they're like apologizing for the fact that they have an iPhone. It ain't like that for me. I'm not up at night. Will, I sleep at night.
Do you?
I sleep. There's iPhones in my house. You understand? I think for a lot of people, the iPhone is a great choice. That's just another day for them. Do you really want to recommend that they go into green bubble land? Quick note on green bubble land. If you're discriminating against somebody in high school because they don't have iMessage or whatever, well, first of all, that's terrible. I don't advise that you do that. That's a weird way to lead your life. I could speak as an older citizen at this point in time. You'll regret it at a later date if you're the one doing that. And on the flip side, if you feel like you're being bullied because you don't have the right smartphone, hopefully you could find some new friends. If not, you could reach out to me. I don't know, find a community somewhere that's a bit cooler. I'm not sure how that's gonna look. I'm just saying, I don't want to add to that. I don't want to contribute to that culture right there. And I feel like in the past I have. And I'm trying to, just modify kind of what I'm putting out there to a certain extent. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to try my best to be helpful to you. That's not really what it is. It's just sort of being cognizant of the potential ways in which my titles, thumbnails, and so forth could be contributing to something that I don't necessarily support or even feel myself. The point of this video right here is to send some positive technological vibes out into the universe, to bring a little bit of appreciation from my point of view out there to those of you that are enthusiasts in this space, to kind of remember what we're enthusiastic about, and also just to sort of hit the reset button a little bit on just how collaborative this community really is. It's all been built on top of over very long periods of time. And even if you hate iPhones, just remember that original version, which obviously Android has taken pieces of along the way, on its way to becoming this mega platform. which has brought so many people online that otherwise wouldn't be. I told you in the past, I traveled to places like India. This is people's de facto access point. This is how they get to the rest of the world. They hop onto some device. Now, it's not going to be an Apple device in most cases, but those Android devices that they're using that are very good probably wouldn't be exactly the way they are without that initial iPhone launch. So in the middle here, that's the 11 Pro. On the left, I have the OnePlus 7 Pro, which I was using most recently, an interim session where I had the SIM card in the new Note series. These are different flavors of the same thing to a certain degree. Increasingly, the longer I've done this job, the more I've realized that as I flip between these phones, they got more in common than they have different. It's truly hard to buy something bad now. Yes, of course, there are budget smartphones delivering incredible value at lower price points than any of these three that are in front of me right now. And I don't want people to feel left out either. If you have a $400 budget for a smartphone, things are looking up in 2019. You can attest to this, Will. You're getting something. I remember when we had Marquez on the show downstairs as a guest, and we were going through his comparison, his great camera comparison that took place last year, in which case a lot of users ended up picking the Poco phone out of the bunch as far as camera performance was concerned. Blind test.
That was like $300.
It was like $300. I understand that these comment wars and whatnot are probably not going to go anywhere. They're not going to go anywhere just because I'm trying to send a slightly different message than before. It's going to be Android versus Apple. It's going to be Samsung versus OnePlus. But what I want to put out there from a guy who has access to all of this stuff, from a guy who uses all of this stuff, the differences are not as great as you might think. And so therefore, this combativeness, this back and forth, this versus mode that exists down there, it's overblown. It's just a waste of energy in a lot of cases. It's not the work you need to do. But from a guy who has the smartphones flying in, they're hitting me in the side of the head over here, I can tell you that there's a wide variety and wide selection of them where my life is going to be generally the same. And it's not going to be a massive improvement from one to the next as you move up and down the scale. It's very incremental. These are slim differences now. It's not like the old days where there might have been bigger gaps. There's slim differences now. Let's start to reflect that if we can in the community. It's just a suggestion. You get to say whatever you want. That's the thing. Anyhow, the hot phone right now happens to be the iPhone 11 Pro. I'm going to switch to it, but it's not a big deal.
This part of the video is sponsored by LastPass. LastPass eliminates the burden of remembering passwords and usernames by filling them in when you need it. With LastPass, you don't have to write, remember, or reset passwords. LastPass autofills your credentials on mobile sites and apps for iOS and Android. When you open an app or site, LastPass will fill in your username and password for you, making it fast and easy to log in. You get unlimited password storage and free sync across all devices. If you're interested, check out the link down below to get more info.